All right, thanks, guys. It is Sunday, and of course, you know what that means. It means I'm babysitting. Unky Brock got started early today. What did we started babysitting at, 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning. So, yeah, Unky Brock babysitting. We're coming off a hell of a day yesterday. I'll tell you what, yesterday was not good on Patreon. We went 2-5 on Patreon, not good. I got berated by the eye doctor. I know I told you guys yesterday I was going to the eye doctor. I got berated by the eye doctor, who just so happened to be my wife's former employer. Got berated by the eye doctor, and then we go to Texas Roadhouse and get the worst service ever. No rolls. They didn't give me they missed the entire order. It was just an interesting day. It was 100% first world problems yesterday. But anyway, we are going to bounce back today because last time we babysat baby Aiden, we had a hell of a day on Patreon. So we're going to do it again today. But last time we did have Aiden, he blamed me for pooping. He crapped his pants, and you said, "Did you poop, Aiden?" And he goes, "No, Unky Bach." Yep. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Obviously, I'm relegated to the blank screen because the main screen in the room is dedicated. What do we have? Alvin and the Chipmunks on right now? We just had SpongeBob. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive into some Sunday NBA action, beginning with Denver taking on Brooklyn, 3 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Brooklyn. The Nuggets are the 3-point favorite on the road, totals at 210. We saw a 1-point fade of Denver and movement downward on the total. Denver opened as the 4-point favorite, down to -3. Total opened 212, down to 210. 68% are leaning Nuggets, 72% shaded toward the over. Right now, Brooklyn's plus $1.30 on the money line. Now, Brooklyn is in 4th place in the Atlantic Division. They're just 5-5 straight up as the dog. Kyrie Irving and Karis LeVert are listed as out for today's action. The Nets ranked 20th in points allowed. Now, Denver on the other side, they've won 7 out of their last 10. They're also 6-3 straight up on the road, top 10 in offensive rebounding, 14-5 straight up when favored. Jamal Murray's averaging 18 points a game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Nikola Jokic, 16 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists as well. The Nuggets rank in the top 3 in points allowed, top 10 in field goal percentage. They're also top 10 in defensive rebounding and total-wise. Denver's 14-6 to the under overall for the year. They're also 67% to the under when traveling. Meanwhile, Brooklyn on the other side, 60% to the under at home. I'm going to go ahead and lean Denver -3 and the under 210 in that game. All right, next matchup, Atlanta taking on Charlotte. 5 o'clock Eastern tip-off in the Queen City. Charlotte's the 2.5-point favorite at home. Totals at 225. So a 1-point fade of Charlotte and movement downward on the total. Hornets open 3.5, down to -2.5. Total open 225 and a hook, down to 225 even. 59% are leaning Charlotte, 51% shaded toward the over. Right now the Hawks are plus $1.25 on the money line. Now out of their 22 games on the year thus far, Atlanta's won just 5 of them. That's right, just 5-17 straight up overall for the year. They've dropped 9 out of their 11 games when traveling as well. Alan Crabb is questionable. DeAndre Hunter is doubtful. Atlanta's dropped 9 out of their last 10 games. They're just 4-7 against the spread when traveling. They rank the bottom 3 in offensive rebounding, bottom 3 in points allowed. Now Charlotte on the other side, they're in the top 10 in three-point percentage. They're also 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 head-to-head matchups with Atlanta. Devontae Graham's averaging 19 points a game, 4 rebounds, 8 assists. Terry Rozier, 18 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists for him. And Miles Bridges, 13 points a game, 5 rebounds for Miles. Now, total-wise, Charlotte's 5-4 to the over in their last 9. Atlanta 7-4 to the over in their last 11. I'm going to purchase the half a point, slide it down, and take Charlotte -2 and the over 225 in that game. All right, next matchup, it is going to be Chicago taking on the Heat. 6 o'clock Eastern tip-off in South Beach. Miami's -7.5, total 212 and a hook. So a half a point move toward Miami and movement upward on the total. The Heat open as the 7-point favorite, up to -7.5. Total open 212, up to 212 and a hook. 74% are leaning Miami, 67% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Bulls are plus 285 on the money line. Chicago just 3-5 straight up in their last 8. They also failed to cover in 5 out of those 8 games. Hutchison's out. Thaddeus Young is questionable. The Bulls have dropped 7 out of their 11 games on the road this year. They're also just 3-9 straight up as the underdog. They're ranked in the bottom 10 in offensive scoring, bottom 3 in defensive rebounding. Now, Miami on the other side, completely different story. They are 16-6 straight up. He's trying to climb under the couch. But there's only like that much space, so he's gonna have a tough time doing it. Anyway, Miami 16-6 straight up overall for the year, 14-7 against the spread. They're also still undefeated at home, 9-0 straight up in their 9 home games, 8-1 against the spread in those 9. Jimmy Butler, 21 points a game, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. Kendrick Nunn, 15 points a game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Now keep in mind, if you're a Miami fan, it looks like Goran Dragic is out for tonight's action, and Winslow and Adebayo have been listed as questionable. I think Miami should still be able to get the job done with the play of Butler and Kenny Nunn. So I'm going to purchase the half a point, slide it down, and take Miami -7 and the under 212.5 in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Sunday's NBA action. But before we dive into some more of that, I just want to quickly remind you to once again check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage. We do daily premium selections on that website beginning at just $1.99 per month. We have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. And at the end of this program, I'm going to do my best to explain to you the difference between what we do here on YouTube and that Patreon page. And if you want to check out my current Patreon record, you can do that right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. It's right on the homepage. It's patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some more lines and personal leans. Once again, all starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the Clippers taking on the Wizards, 6 o'clock Eastern tip-off in the nation's capital. The Clippers are the 7.5-point favorite, total at 237 and a hook. We saw a half a point fade of the Clippers and movement downward on the total. A lot of movement downward on the total in this one. Once again, the Clippers open as the 8-point favorite, down to -7.5. Total open 242, down to 237 and a hook. 63% are leaning Clippers, 88% shaded toward the over. Right now, Washington is +310 on the money line. Now, the Wizards have successfully covered the number in their last 2 straight. They're also 13-8 against the number overall for the year. They rank in the top 5 in scoring, top 5 in field goal percentage, top 5 in home 3-point percentage. Bradley Beal is averaging 28 points a game, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. And Davis Bertans, 14 points a game, 5 rebounds for him. Now, Bryant and Thomas are listed as out for tonight's action. Now, the Clippers on the other side failed to cover in 3 out of their last 5. They're also just 2-7 against the number when traveling. They rank in the bottom 10 in points allowed on the road, and they rank 21st in defensive rebounding on the road as well. JaMychal Green is listed as questionable for tonight's action. Now, Los Angeles is 4-2 to the under in their last 6. Meanwhile, 2 out of Washington's last 2 stayed under the number themselves. I'm going to purchase the half a point, buy it up, and take Washington +8 and the under 237.5 in that game. All right, next matchup, it is going to be Toronto taking on the Sixers, 6 o'clock Eastern tip-off at the Wells Fargo Center in South Philly. Philadelphia, -3.5, total 210 and a hook. We saw a half a point move toward Philly and movement upward on the total. The Sixers open as the 3-point favorite, up to -3.5. Total open 210, up to 210 and a hook. 53% are leaning Toronto, 78% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Raptors are +135 on the money line. Now, Toronto's won 7 out of their last 9 games. They also went 6-3 against the spread in those 9. They're 15-6 overall for the year, 1 game back of the division lead. They rank in the top 3 in 3-point percentage. Pascal Siakam, 25 points a game, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. And Freddie VanVleet, 19 points a game, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. Toronto ranks in the top 3 in 3-point percentage, top 10 in points allowed, top 3 in defensive field goal percentage as well. Now the Sixers on the other side kind of struggling against the number as of late. They failed to cover in 5 out of their last 7. They also rank in the bottom 10 from the stripe. Richardson's out, Embiid is questionable. When it comes to the total, 7 out of Philly's last 11 at home stayed under the number. They're also 7-2 to the under in their last 9 at any location. Toronto on the other side, 60% to the under on the road. I'm going to purchase the half a point, buy it up, and take Toronto +4 and the under 210 in that game. All right, next matchup. It is going to be Kings versus the Mavericks, 7 o'clock Dallas. The Mavs are the 7.5-point favorite, total at 216 and a hook. So a 1-point move toward Dallas, a movement downward on the total. The Mavs open 6.5 up to minus 7.5. Total open 218 down to 216 and a hook. 72% are leaning Mavs, 77% shaded toward the over. Right now the Kings are plus 290 on the money line. The Kings have also dropped 5 out of their last 6. They rank in the bottom 10 in scoring, bottom 10 in offensive rebounding. Joseph, Bogdanovich, and Bagley are questionable for tonight's action. The Kings have dropped 9 out of their 12 road games this year. They rank in the bottom 10 in defensive field goal percentage, bottom 3 in offensive rebounding on the road. Now Dallas on the other side, they're in first place in the Southwest Division, 16-6 straight up overall for the year, 9-1 against the number in their last 10. Luka Doncic, 30 points a game, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. Kristaps Porzingis, 17 points a game, 9 rebounds for him. We're looking at a Dallas team who ranks in the top 3 in scoring, top 5 in offensive rebounding, top 10 in points allowed at home. When it comes to the total, Dallas is 4-2 to the under in their last 6. Sacramento 9-3 to the under when traveling. I'm going to purchase the 0.5 point, slide it down, and take Dallas minus 7 and the under 216.5 in that game. Is this still Alvin and the Chipmunks?
Yeah.
Is that a little kid with a goatee, or is that like a man? It's a kid with a goatee?
Alvin. The chipmunk.
Oh, Alvin. In human form. Oh, okay. All right, next matchup. It is going to be... Yeah, it's Alvin. Alvin. Yep, that's correct. Yes, it's Alvin. It's just been confirmed by Aiden. Yeah, that is correct. Guys, we've just been informed that... Alvin? Okay, baby Aiden just confirmed that Alvin is right there. Okay. All right, next matchup. It's going to be OKC taking on Portland. 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Rip City. Now he's going to climb up and show me, point to the screen. Oh, he's got the soccer ball. Oh, boy. OKC taking on Portland. 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Rip City. The Blazers are the 3-point favorite, total at 223. We saw a 0.5 point fade of Portland and movement upward on the total. The Blazers open 3.5 down to minus 3. Total open 221 down to 223. There's the ball. He just threw it to me. 70% are leaning Portland. 68% shaded toward the over. And right now the Thunder are plus $1.35 on the money line. Now OKC, good throw. OKC 7-3 against the spread in their last 10. They rank in the top 10 in offensive field goal percentage. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander averages 19 points a game, 5 rebounds. Danilo Gallinari, 19 points a game, 6 rebounds for him. Now, Terrence Ferguson is listed as out for today's action. Portland just 1-3 against the spread in their last 4. 3-6 against the spread at home. They rank in the bottom 10 in points allowed, bottom 3 in defensive rebounding. Now, total-wise, Portland 2-0 to the over in their last couple of games. 6-3 to the over at home. I'm going to lean OKC plus 3 and the over 223 in that game. Of course, I'm going to decide my next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Minnesota taking on the Lakers, 9:30 Eastern tip-off in Los Angeles. The Lakers are minus 11, totals at 226. We saw a 1.5 point move toward Los Angeles and movement upward on the total. The Lakers open 9.5 up to minus 11. Total open 225 up to 226. 52% are leaning Lakers, 84% shaded toward the under. Right now, Minnesota's plus 470 on the money line. Now, the Timberwolves, a little banged up today. Jeff Teague and Andrew Wiggins are listed as questionable. Jake Layman is out. They've also lost their last 3 straight games. They're just 3-7 straight up in their last 10. They rank in the bottom 10 in offensive field goal percentage, bottom 10 in points allowed. Now, the Lakers on the other side, winners in 9 out of their last 10. They're also 20-3 straight up overall for the year, 7-4 against the spread at home. Anthony Davis is scoring 27 points a game, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks. LeBron James, 26 points a game, 7 rebounds, 11 assists. The Lakers rank in the top 10 in scoring, first in offensive field goal percentage, top 5 in points allowed. When it comes to the total, the Lakers are 6-2 to the under in their last 8. They're also 7-4 to the under at home. Minnesota on the other side, 6-3 to the under in their last 9. I'm going to lean Lakers minus 11 and the under 226 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our quick pick recap. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. I like the Lakers minus 11 under 226. OKC plus 3 over 223. Dallas minus 7 under 216.5. Toronto plus 4 under 210 and a hook. Washington plus 8 under 237.5. Miami minus 7 under 212 and a hook. Charlotte minus 2 over 225. And last but certainly not least, I like Denver minus 3 and the under 210 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Shout out to Joe Me the Money. Shout out to Ashley Matthews, who actually asked, is your wife pregnant? Because your picks have been way off lately. So she thinks maybe I'm distracted right now. But to confirm, Ashley, my wife is not pregnant. Thank goodness. Next game, next shout out. It is going to be what it do. It wasn't insulting. It was just like, dude, you're really unfocused, which is not really true because the picks have been great, but I don't know. Maybe it was just like one game she lost on. Like, dude, what's going on? You're unfocused. But you're definitely not pregnant. You're looking hotter than ever. Real sexy. You should have saw her at her company Christmas party Friday. Holy cow. Those boobs were looking bodacious. But anyway, next shout out, we have What It Do Baby, Ninja Chris, Sam Meredith, Powerhouse, Lane Eternal Master, K9, Daryl Pate. Just for the record, guys, I'm like an old bald guy. My wife is still in her 20s and she's smoking hot. So I'm just letting you know. I don't know how I pulled that off, but maybe definitely wasn't personality. It certainly wasn't looks. But anyway, shout out to Daryl Pate, Calico Jones, Vernon Williard. Shout out to James Sanders, Stephen Purchase, Marco Smith, Blood Money. I'll tell you what, I don't want to lose games for a guy named Blood Money. I'll tell you that. Jay Garabillo, Robert Scott, Tom Ochoa, and last but certainly not least, straight to the point. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium select. He's playing with a basketball and a banana. He has a banana, and he's hitting the basketball with a banana. That's incredible. Anyway, don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily plays on that site, beginning at just $1.99 per month. There's also plenty of free content there as well, including my current record. Now, a lot of folks will ask me, and you're probably wondering, well, what's the difference between what you do on Patreon and your YouTube channel right here? That's a great question. What we do here on YouTube is we handicap every single game on the board, both the side and the total. Now, if you were to bet your hard-earned money on every single game, side and total in real life, you're guaranteed to lose in the long run. The math is against you. The books are too sharp. Bless you. The books are too sharp. They're too smart. And like I said, the math is always against you. You just can't bet every single game on the board, side and total, and expect to win in the long run. So what we do on Patreon is we really narrow it down and focus in on 3 to 4 premium selections per day, sometimes more, sometimes less. And I'll tell you this much. My current record on Patreon is a whole lot better than it is on YouTube, despite the 2-5 day yesterday. A couple of the packages are just red hot right now. And you can actually check out my current record for free right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. This is the banana. It's a toy. Do you want it back? This is the banana that he was swinging and hitting the basketball with. Yeah? There you go. All right. Oh, it's coming back. It's coming back. The banana's coming back. Throw it. Look at that. Throw it back. Caught it. Throw it back. Oh, a little bit too low. Anyway, I don't know where I was at. Oh, no, I got to get into the Spanish edition. I don't know if you knew, wife. I speak Spanish. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive into our edición en español. Yo tengo Lakers, menos 11 y los bajos. OKC con puntos y las altas. Dallas menos 7 y los bajos. Toronto con puntos y los bajos. Washington con puntos y los bajos. Miami menos 7 y los bajos. Charlotte menos 2 y las altas. Y finale con banana. Denver menos 3 y los bajos. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on Patreon. But most importantly, I got to thank you for tuning in right here on YouTube. Another great Sunday babysitting my nephew, Aiden. Of course, I'm not doing a good job babysitting because he's hitting basketballs with bananas while I'm doing a podcast. But, did you see that? It just came across, it just came flying across the screen. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. But most importantly, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Sunday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you on patreon.com/BrockPage. You see that? It came across the screen right at the end of the video.